Hey guys, this is Josh from Tics the City, and today I'm going to talk about my experience in school having Tourette's. So, when addressing that, you need to look at it from a few different eras because you have elementary, you have junior high, you have high school, you have college. So, I think the thing is this. In elementary school, I had a pretty hard time with tics, and I think the biggest problem was the fact that I didn't know what I had. I knew I had tics. I didn't know why I was ticking, and kids could be really mean and say, "Hey, what are you doing with your head?" And thank God, I always tried to be. I was a very outgoing person, so I guess through friends and everything, it alleviated a bit, but outside my class it was very hard. Kids would bully me, etc. But I was also a big kid and I wrestled my whole life, so I got into a lot of fights, let's say that. So it was very difficult, and I think for children, that's it can really have a huge effect on their life, especially if they don't have any support from home, which is their parents and grandparents and brothers and sisters or uncles, etc. So at the time, I didn't have any support from home, not because it wasn't, they were bad or anything. It's just they didn't know what it was either. Okay, they just knew my kid has tics. We got to solve them, and that's it. In junior high, it was really tough. I think the reason, if now that I'm an adult, the reason that it was really tough is because kids, when they get into junior high, they start to develop their own maturity, and they start becoming young adults. And through that, there's a lot of stuff of, you know, they have to challenge things, etc. And I was the easy challenge. Hey man, why are you ticking? Or they would come by and tick with me, and etc. I'm like, listen, please, like, leave me alone. And that one was really hard. I think most kids with Tourette's who who are in junior high, that's, I think, when it really hits you, you know, because that's when kids really are mean. They're less educated. They're more open to making fun of kids, etc. And that I found to be a really hard time. But a lot of kids have hard times with other diseases. This was just my story. Like, there's a saying, everyone wears the same pants in the end of the day, meaning we all have our vices. This was mine. Okay. So yeah, that was pretty difficult. High school was incredibly difficult. Now, the reason it was incredibly difficult is because I got so down about having Tourette's, I kept on switching high schools. And actually, what happened is, because of that, I just, how do I explain this? I basically didn't even want to go to school because of tics, and a lot of times I didn't. So what happened, out of high school, I went to a special college, not for special kids. It was just a college that did high school courses and university courses together. And I found that to be a little bit easier because I was around a lot of adults. I was the youngest guy there. It was quite hard from an age point of view, but there I didn't have too many problems with having tics. Now, I think the thing about having tics in school is that it's different for every person, but I definitely would not be surprised if it's difficult for every kid. So if you see a kid, or or you have a child who has Tourette's, or you suspect, first thing is just to get them to understand that outside of the tics, they're completely normal. And also, you need to understand there are mental issues with neurological issues, actually, with Tourette's, which are ADD, OCD, etc. So once you can understand that your child has tics, or a child has tics, you can understand how to deal with them and be less surprised by the outcomes of that child's behavior. So yeah, that was oh yeah, and then there was, while I was in that high school college, I went to a college after, and it's actually a funny story, which I'll get into something else. But then I had no problems with tics, but I also was, hard to believe, but I was actually a very, very serious athlete at the time, which was into freestyle wrestling. And I remember I used to get on the mats. I was great, but I would give everything I can to kids because it was my way to release my tension that I had, let's say that. And it was noticeable. But that's my story. And also, if you see me today, I have a little bit less tics because I took my medicine yesterday. And I'll talk about my medicine. to be honest, I'm trying to figure if I can talk about it because it's on YouTube and I don't want my channel to be banned. But that's a huge part of my thing. As well as I did a morning exercise. I find if I do like a morning exercise and I take my medicine at night, usually my tics can even almost be nil, and not forever, but for a while. So I'll get to that when I can, and I think it's really interesting for you guys, and it's could even be quite funny. So anyways, this is the latest episode of Tics and the City, and thank you very much for watching. If you can like and subscribe, it really helps me in my channel. And even if you don't, hey, listen, have a great day.